Classification Manager and the COBie extension are both Autodesk add-ins for Revit that are designed to enhance and leverage the data in your Revit model to make your lives a little bit easier when you're working within a BIM workflow. Since version 2.0 of each, they have had hooks into each other, which makes sense because some of the data you need to track in COBie is typically built from a classification system. Now, one of those hooks is in the COBie contact itself. The COBie extension will query whatever classification manager database you have assigned to your model and look for a contact worksheet in that database. For the US database, it's OmniClass Table 34. For the UK database, it's Uniclass 2015 Table PR. You can also use the custom database if you want to build your own or just start from the one that ships with the installer. What you want to look for in the custom one is this contacts tab. Up here under the function on row 4, it says contact. So the name of the tab doesn't really matter. What matters is this function up here and the word contact being in there. This is where Classification Manager is going to look to start filling in that contact tab on Classification Manager. And something to keep in mind, if you do make your own custom database, you can only have one tab whose function is contact. It's going to get a little confused if you try to have more than one. So using it is really straightforward. You just find the classification field in your COBie contact, and there's this little ellipses button all the way to the right here. I'm going to click on that. And since I don't have a classification assigned to this model yet, the Classification Manager setup pops up prompting me to select a database. I'm going to go ahead and just use the US database and click Finish. And then it works just like the Classification Manager. If I had already assigned a database to this model, I would have been taken directly to this tab. I would not have to have gone to the Setup tab first. But you'll see I'm on the Contact tab right here, and I've got my tree of classifications set up here. I'm just going to grab whatever. Down here, I get my exact same my settings. I can say Apply All, which really it doesn't matter. Because I've only got the one user selected, and then blanks only does matter. So is it going to overwrite what's there or not? Again, this is more one-to-one than traditionally how the Classification Manager works. So while these checkboxes matter, they don't matter as much as if you're assigning a classification to, say, 20 walls. I've got it selected. I click Finish, and now that data is populated right here in my COBie contact. I save it, I finish, and I finish out, and now that is stored within the model database. Some things to keep in mind: you need to have both the COBie extension and the Classification Manager installed. You need to be at least version 2.0 of each, although we always recommend getting the latest version so you can take advantage of all the most recent features and fixes. And as a reminder, if you are using a custom database, you can only have one contact tab in there. If you don't have the tools yet, or you need to get the most recent versions, you can head on over to www.biminteroperabilitytools.com to download them.